gentlemen, I'm Tommy NC 2010, and welcome back to the most electrifying show here on YouTube, because I am Tommy NC 2010. Remember, always subscribe, support, stay positive, and you're here on the Tommy Talk Show. Today, folks, we have a special guest, and he is an old friend from my past. He has been in several movies and several indie films, especially my film, and also the movie King. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Storm, the actor. How you doing there today, sir?
Hey, how you doing, Tommy?
Doing good. How's life been for you, Storm?
It's been pretty good, man. It's been a long time since we actually got to, talk.
Yes, it has. Now, what have you been doing with your life recently? What's been going on with you? You've been what's been going on for you right now?
Pretty much. So I actually moved back to town about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so just been working since then. I travel. So I work at a car dealership, but I also travel between here and Georgia to work with a buddy of mine from time to time.
Really?
Yeah. And then other than that, just hanging out.
You're such an amazing guy. Have you tried your forte in acting at all lately?
Not in another movie or anything like that. No, just at the church and whatnot, and messing with telemarketers. But
and I understand that you I've been looking into your background. You're into weight loss now.
Yeah. Last year actually, I cut out sugar and caffeine for a long time. I think it was completely out of my system for like 6 months. I lost a bunch of weight, but and I was hitting the gym and stuff, but I got discouraged and I gave up. And then about 3 weeks ago, well, I've had a buddy on my case for a little while now.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kept telling me about this program from this company called Arbonne, and I was like, well, you know what? Like, it was working for another friend of mine. It was working for him and his wife, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot.
And it's called the Gray Stuff?
No, the Gray Stuff, that post, I made a blueberry smoothie in
the
morning, and it turned out gray. It didn't turn out purple like it normally does.
Okay.
And so I took a picture of it, and when I was looking at it, I just thought Beauty and the Beast, try the Gray Stuff, it's delicious. So that's what that post was about.
Okay. So is it that new stuff that is like you dump it in your drink and it says it just basically takes away the fat, am I right?
No, it's nothing like that. Really what it is, it's like not a fad diet, and I don't count calories or anything like that. It's just living clean. So like in the morning I do a smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
With my protein powder, and then for lunch I'll do a protein shake, and it's all natural proteins, and you just cut out like during the 30-day challenge you'll cut out like the major allergens to kind of cleanse your body, detox it. So like on this I can't do peanuts, I can't do bread, or I can't do gluten, soy, corn, like just a bunch of things that aren't super great for your body. I can't do them. But at night I eat a full meal. I actually make some really good food with a good friend of mine. She helps me with my meal prep, and that's great. And then throughout the day I eat when I'm hungry. So like a lot of time my favorite snack is almond butter and a rice cake. It's my all-time favorite snack right now. It's delicious.
Understand.
And I'm losing my I'm partway through my third week into it right now. I've already lost anywhere between 15 and 20 pounds. I've also like noticed changes like in my car. My stomach doesn't touch the steering wheel anymore.
I saw that. You posted on Facebook.
So I'm seeing changes, and I'm feeling pretty good too. You have your cravings every now and then.
Yeah, I do myself. I have my cravings also. Me love Skittles. Me love Coke. Oh my gosh, I'm a big guy for Cheez-Its and Coke. Like Cheez-Its, kosher dill pickles.
I never got into dill pickles, but Cheez-Its, oh yeah, those are great.
Oh my gosh, I could wrap my tongue around Cheez-Its.
You know, I haven't. It's weird that I haven't had like Cheez-Its or anything for almost a month now.
Wow, and that you feel it now since you've like cut out junk food entirely. How has that changed for you? Is it drastically different?
Yeah, I guess just with how I'm feeling, like it's because when it comes, like when I get the urge to snack,
Mm-hmm.
I really have to ask myself, like, am I hungry or am I just wanting to eat? Because, like, you know, I ask myself that question for one of two reasons. One is my snacks aren't that easy to grab. They take a little bit of prep now. And two, most of the snacks I have that are, like, cleanse-friendly and stuff that are good for me, they're kind of pricey. And I don't want to, like, burn through them just snacking on all the time. And I've noticed my appetite's starting to like, I still get hungry through the day and I'll snack, get rid of the hunger, and then I'm good. But, yeah, I mean, I've noticed that my appetite isn't as intense as it used to be.
Understand.
So that's a pretty big change.
Wow. So I don't want to focus so much on your weight loss. That's an incredible thing that you're doing now. So you've been in two movies, two indie movies basically, and one was mine.
Yeah.
And then another one was Andrew Wonder's movie that was inspired by moi.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Oddball.
Main star here.
It was a lot of fun shooting Oddball. I wasn't even, like, if you remember, I wasn't even supposed to be playing Oddball.
Yeah.
You had another guy playing Oddball, but he backed out. And
how did it feel to get such a big role land in your lap like that? Like, just walking up. I know you kind of just, you know, kind of dawdled into the situation. And I know you were kind of looking at me, and I was looking at you, and I don't know if it kind of clicked, because I was in a panic. You remember that day?
Yeah, well, like, so I showed up because y'all said you needed extras and that there would be free food. So that's why me and, Anthony showed up, was for that. And then the guy who was playing Oddball, he backed out. You were freaking out. And Liz ended up grabbing me, and she's like, yeah, Storm's not camera shy. And I'm like, I didn't know I wasn't camera shy. Okay. So I ended up playing Oddball. I was like, sure, I can do that.
Did I do a good job at directing you?
You did, yeah. I felt like I knew what you wanted each scene to look like. You know?
Yes. So, like, when you watch the film now, what are your feelings about that film? Do you feel like it could have been done better, or do you think that was done perfectly?
I think it tells the story that it's trying to tell really well. I think that it just gets its message across. Well, I mean, you know, I've showed it to a couple of friends since high school.
Yeah.
And you know, they've all said that they've really enjoyed it.
How many of them did absolutely just bust out in tears in front of you?
No, I don't know that any of them busted out. I do know one person that teared up during Oddball.
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember whose mom it was, but after the premiere of Oddball, she came up and she told me that she was sorry that her son was bullying me in the movie, and I was. So
the guy that was in the movie, he's actually a really nice guy.
Oh yeah, super nice
guy. But we want you to be the biggest, you know, D head ever. Just be mean. Should be shooting spitballs. We want you to be heartless. And he's like, okay, sure. And
yeah, yeah, he really is a nice guy. But yeah, Oddball was a lot of fun to shoot. reshooting all the prom stuff was fun.
Oh my gosh. That was, the interesting fact, there was 2 prom scenes, actually. We shot one, because before you came along, we had actually shot the prom scene with Steven.
At prom. I remember. Yeah, I remember seeing it.
And we shot all those scenes with Steven. And to be honest with you, Chusey looked at the footage and he looked at the acting of Steven, and he just felt like there was no grip to Steven, honestly. No offense to Steven if you see this interview. But I gotta say, he did a good job, but at the end, like, when somebody quits and everything, and like, you've shot half of your movie, and you're like, to run back to the drawing board that far into production is like, but I gotta say that you were literally, in my opinion, a golden egg, because you were able to manipulate and to, well, I don't know if I should use the word manipulate, but to operate with. You were easy to, I could tell you, this, I want you to be vulnerable, and this kind of stuff. Let me think here. Was the shooting schedule ever easy for you when we were doing that?
Yeah, I never had a big problem with the shooting schedule. It was pretty easy. Yeah, definitely not as intensive as the schedule we had for King. There were a few days there I came home after that where I was beat. But Oddball was kind of nice. Like, it gave me something to do after school. The cast and crew, I enjoyed hanging out with y'all, and it was a lot of fun. And I love that it's on YouTube, so go back and watch it.
Yeah, and also, folks, just to let you know, Storm has a YouTube channel. The link is down in the description below. It's in the links there. If you want to, I'm not telling you. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Go subscribe to Storm, and hopefully Storm will have more content.
Yeah, right now we only have one video. We did a fishing video, but there will still be some fishing videos on it. But I really feel like when I started Victory TV, I started it with the intent of it being a weight loss channel. Me and my brother-in-law we did a fishing video on it because we thought it would be fun, and a lot of our favorite YouTubers do that. But the initial dream of Victory TV was actually to inspire people to change their circumstances, and know that you don't have to live, in an unhealthy body, and that, that's the journey I'm walking down right now. Like, obviously, I'm not there yet. I'm still a big guy, but
no problem. It's
start of a journey.
It's my I have a friend named Brandon Mitchell that was, like, I think twice the size as you, and also a friend named by the name of Cool Duder. He really motivated himself, and he was like, I think twice the size of you, and like, he lost all his weight. Him and Brendan both lost all their weight, and I believe in you, man. I believe that you can do that.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Now, okay, about King. When Andrew Wonder approached you, were you even hesitant at all of doing another film, kind of like based around a bullied person?
Oops. So Andrew actually approached me. It was either while we were still shooting Oddball, or right after we had wrapped Oddball. He approached Liz and I both, and told us about his idea for a modern day retelling of Mice and Men, and he thought that we had a good chemistry together because we had known each other for a long time. He thought we'd play a brother and sister really well. So he approached us about that, and then I don't know about Liz, but I didn't really hear from him for like a year, and then he came back into town and started the the actual film class at Owen.
Really?
Yeah, because King was filmed and edited and everything by
Own students.
yeah.
Wow.
I mean Andrew and Jeff and man, I'm forgetting some of the people's names. They helped. They shot a lot, but like getting locations and stuff like that, and a lot of the behind the scenes work was done by Owen students, and it was really cool. But yeah, he came back into town, and we started the audition process, and I got cast as Teddy, and it was I didn't have any, because shooting Oddball was so much fun, and then Andrew saying like I want to do a feature film. I have this idea. I was excited. I was like at the time I did not know how much work went in to being in a feature film though, because it was quite a bit of, and I wasn't even doing the behind the scenes stuff. I was just in front of the camera.
Now, where can you, like, if anybody wanted to watch King, where can, like, I've looked for it, like, and has Andrew ever released King?
So King can be viewed on the website warhorsefilmmakers.com, I believe it is, or maybe it's .org. But Warhorse Filmmakers was what the class was called. And on that site, you can donate $1. And once you do that, you get access to King, as well as 3 short films, or short videos that were made by the students as well.
I've always wanted to. I have Andrew's number still. I still try to get a home, but he's a very busy dude. He's always doing all his stuff. I've always wanted to contact Andrew and just be like, Andrew, how would you like me to release Oddball on my YouTube channel and to show people the amazingness that is Oddball? To King. My bad. Sorry, to show the movie King on my YouTube channel, and because I've released Oddball on there, and I would even respectfully even say this movie was directed by the War Horses and Andrew Wonder, and I gotta say that I saw one version that was kind of half edited. Am I right?
Yeah. So there was we had 2 premieres of King. The first premiere was a rough cut, and that was done at the end of the class. We had a premiere in the auditorium, and it was cool. It was our first time getting to see any cut of the movie, which seeing yourself on videos is weird. I've only done it twice, but the times that I've viewed King again with like friends, or viewed Oddball with friends, it's still weird to see myself there. But we did 2 premieres. The second premiere was during a film festival in Asheville, and that was my first time getting to see the final cut of the movie, which was pretty cool. And then afterwards, the cast and crew, we all went out. It was a little reunion, because we hadn't seen much of each other since, the rap, so.
Really?
Yeah.
So, both of those films were, like, awesome for you? Like, they just...
They were a lot of fun. I mean, so they were fun to shoot. I have good memories shooting both of them. Like I said, the shooting schedule for King was really rigorous.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of interesting stories from behind the scenes of things that you just constantly reshooting.
Do you have any stories from Oddball? Like any stories that you remember from Oddball when you were shooting on that?
The thing I probably remember... Actually, what I remember most about Oddball is the parts that we filmed up at your parents' house.
Oh my god.
Stabbing that pie tin repeatedly with the Bowie knife. And just sitting there eating pizza while your dad tried to talk to me. That's probably what I remember most about shooting. Oh, a little bit of like the prom we recreated in the gym. I remember that pretty well because Anthony kept cracking jokes when I was trying to, like when we were trying to shoot, the camera would move away, he'd crack a joke, I'd break character.
Do you remember, I remember this, okay? Do you remember that my stupid self basically, we were going to shoot the next prom scene, and then you came in with short pants, and Andrew looks at me and says, Tommy, did you seriously not tell Andrew? Did you seriously tell Storm not to bring his dress pants? And I'm like, oops. And me and you basically walked into the dressing room, and I remember like you handing me your pants, and I like half of me was like filled up your pants, I think.
Yeah, I remember that, but I also remember we ended up just having to shoot.
Yeah, from the neck up.
Yeah, neck up, because it was that last scene in the stairwell that we were shooting, so we just shot from the neck up, and the shirt I was wearing was too small, so like the last like 3 or 4 buttons weren't even buttoned on it. Like we were literally from here up.
Wasn't it my shirt you were wearing?
I don't even know.
You were actually you were wearing, I think you were wearing my shirt, and I think you were wearing my jacket. And yeah, Storm is wearing my jacket, my shirt.
I was wearing your jacket. I was wearing the long jacket. I remember that.
Well, actually, you were wearing the long striped at the ending scene.
Oh.
The long you did wear my trench coat at one point. That was my trench coat that Storm was wearing, and you know. And the funny thing is, in one of the scenes, you can actually see one of the Warhorse newspaper shoved in there. I know that you probably like, because to this day I still like have trash in my pockets, and I know that Storm's probably like, "What the heck is in here?"
Yeah, my hands didn't go in the pockets too much, little bit. Oh, the 3-legged dog! I just remembered that.
Oh yeah, that was our neighbor's dog. We kind of thought it was an interesting metaphor for you to see something like that. And I actually, after we shot that scene in the morning, my teachers ripped me apart for being late to class, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to finish shooting this movie. Like you guys can get mad at me because I'm filming a movie, but so. The whole idea, switching over here to the other part, the whole idea behind King, what was the whole storyline behind King?
So, King is a modern-day retelling of...
Mice and Men?
Yeah, of Mice and Men. So, I played the Lenny character named Teddy, and...
Did you die?
Huh?
Did you die?
I can't say.
Oh, okay.
That'd be spoilers.
But if you can, folks, go to warhorse.com. And
it's either .com or .org. I can't remember which one it is. But, yeah, Warhorse Filmmakers. And you'll find it. Just Google that, and it should come up. But, yeah, it's pretty much just Teddy and Madison was his sister's name, trying to get out of town. And everything pretty much goes awry from there. And it was cool how we filmed it, because we had to film all the school shots we did. Mm-hmm. They were shot in like 2 consecutive days through a whole school day.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, when we were going through the halls, like, there were students everywhere, and like there were several times where we'd film a scene and I'd be there, and Andrew would look at me and go, "Stay in character," and I just had to stand there in the middle of the hall as Teddy and wait for them to come back, because they did one continuous move following Madison.
Was it hard to play such a broken character and like all stay in character like that? Was it hard to stay in character?
Somewhat, because
you're really intelligent. You're an intelligent guy, and you're basically playing a broken character. Am I right?
Well, yeah, I'm playing someone that had some mental disabilities, more social than anything. He just doesn't. He has the mentality of like 7 or 8 year old, doesn't understand things the way he should.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't super. The hardest part was, in regards to playing him, was Teddy didn't talk very much. So if he had an emotion, Andrew worked really hard with me at showing that in my body language and on my face and stuff. And that was difficult because there were some emotions that I'm just like, I don't know how to portray this. And we would just have to work and work and work until I finally, like, he saw what I was trying to portray without talking. And then as far as staying in character goes, a surprising amount of people did not notice the cameras. There's a little fight scene in the movie, and we actually had to shoot that 3 times because
The police officers broke it up in the school.
A police officer didn't break it up. One of the teachers broke it up, and it wasn't the teacher we were expecting. We had actors playing a teacher. Wes was his name, and he was Chris. Gosh, it's been so long. I really should remember these guys' names. But I get so used to calling them, like, during the movie, I called everyone by their character name.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I'm bad with names, so
Me too.
that was the name I heard the whole time. So I would get bad at just remembering that name. But we would. He was supposed to pull me off, and another teacher ended up pulling me off, and it, cracked me up. But after the fight, Andrew and the actress that was playing Madison, which, yeah, I'm blanking on her name again. They went off to film another thing, and Andrew told me stay in character, and I had people walking up going, "Storm, are you all right?" Because they had, like, never seen me fight before, and they didn't notice the camera. They thought that I had actually tackled someone, and I was like, no. And so I'm, like, trying to nonchalantly tell them to go away.
Shoot. I'm making a movie right now.
I didn't want to be rude or anything, but also it would take me a little while to get into Teddy sometimes. He wasn't always the easiest character to get into. So once I was in it, I'd like to stay in character as Teddy until we were done, and then I could break it and go about the day.
I hate to ask this, but I've told this to a lot of people. I've said that wouldn't you say that Oddball is every single person, not just me, because everybody keeps saying Oddball is me. And I'm like, no, Oddball is not me. Oddball is every kid that's been bullied, you know what I'm saying? And just like Teddy, is like, Oddball and Teddy are kind of the same person, but separate, because Teddy's well-formed, Oddball's kind of like halfway formed,
I definitely view Oddball and Teddy as, like, 2 completely different characters, but I do agree with you that Oddball is a good representation of someone that's being bullied, constantly. I think he's a good representation of that.
You want to know something interesting, Storm?
Yeah.
I took that movie into my special ed class, and there's a lot of kids that are from different backgrounds. I played our movie in that classroom, and when the movie ended, you could hear a pin drop in that classroom. These kids that just started opening up, and they started telling stories that they would never tell, and it was really moving. And Mrs. Krause said that I should really take Oddball on the road and, like, do it as an inspirational thing. And I really didn't go anywhere with it, but I uploaded it here on YouTube so people could see it. But Storm, are you thinking about doing any other acting roles, stepping back into the acting field at all? Because I think that, in my opinion, I'm not trying to stroke your ego here, but I think that you have an amazing opportunity to be a really serious actor or comedic actor, because you're a funny guy also. me and Storm, I'm going to talk a little bit of how we met, Me and Storm met through, put this in the best way. I met you because were you a senior in high school?
At one point I was, but I think we met because you were a grade ahead of me, I think.
I was a freshman. I was always walking up to the other kids' tables, and I was so... What would you express how I was in high school? Annoying?
You were very persistent. I don't know. You were Tommy. I mean, it's always interesting to see someone wear a suit every day to school. You were Tommy. You were yourself. I definitely knew you were a big fan of movies right off the bat. I think we didn't meet when I was a senior. I know that because we shot Oddball, I think my junior year.
That was actually my senior year when I shot Oddball, because that was, I think, I had just graduated when we had finished MTV's Made and everything. Like, we just finished. So you were a junior when I was a senior.
Yeah. So you were. Sorry, guys. I didn't recognize the number. Yeah, so we've known each other. Pretty sure I met you my freshman year.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. High school all runs together for me. I mean, especially there's so many so many people that were a couple grades below me that I can't remember when we met, because we were we would hang out so much. High school and middle school both run together for me, just as one big blob.
Did you know I wasn't supposed to go to high school technically?
Really?
I was actually supposed to be held back, but my the principal at the middle school wanted me to go to high school.
Oh.
Interesting fact. But let me think here. Folks, go to Storm's YouTube channel and subscribe right now. After this interview is over, or right now, if you pull the link up, go to his YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button also for notifications. Hopefully, he will have content coming out at some point whenever you want.
I'm gonna be filming a video actually this Sunday while I'm doing a little bit of meal prep.
Well, that's good, man.
So
that's very good. So, folks, go to his channel and subscribe and support and stay positive to Storm. And as always, folks, I'm Tommy NC 2010. Thank you for joining us for this nostalgic episode of Tommy Talks and interviewing this awesome man here. And as always, I'm keeping you on the inside. Fact. Catch you later, folks.